Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to the Fangoria Movie Challenge. Now, this is a segment I've been doing with my good buddy Joe, the Horror Man, where we're not only going to watch, but also review all 101 movies Fangoria thinks we should have seen. Today, we're going to be talking about Day of the Beast. Day of the Beast is a 1995 film which runs approximately 104 minutes and is written and directed by Alex de la Iglesia. Now, he was responsible for The Bar, My Big Night, The Last Circus, and Witching and Bitching, which is actually a lot of fun. Now, this stars Alex Angelou as Cura. He passed away on July 20th, 2014 at the age of 61. He was in Pan's Labyrinth, Live Flesh, and Post Mortem. Armando de Raza as Caban. He was in Olé, Hanover, and Clash of the Future. And Santiago Segura as Jose Maria. He was in Blade 2, Pacific Rim, and The Honeymoon Suite. Now, this movie is a Spain and Italy joined forces to bring you this, and the budget is 2.1 million euros. Unfortunately, it only had a worldwide gross of $9,775. Wah, wah, wah. Now, most of the rituals in this film are actually real and to the letter, which I thought was pretty interesting. They were unaltered. Okay, this was a first-time watch for me, and I don't know what to say other than wow. I'm not going to go into the plot too much because this is one of those movies, kind of like a Chinese ghost story, where it has to be experienced to be believed. So you have a priest who has finally cracked the code, and this is the code in order to bring Satan to Earth, and he wants to defeat him once and for all. Now, this guy is not necessarily a priest, he is a theology professor, but he tells his priest friend that he's cracked the code, and on the way out of the church, a huge cross falls and kills the priest, sparing, of course, the theology professor. So if that gives you any indication of what you're in for this movie, it's a absolute riot. Okay, from there, he ends up going and trying to do as much evil as he can in order to bring Satan to Earth. He has to complete some rituals, but he also has to do evil. Now you can tell, and this is what kind of makes it funny, that this theology professor is doing evil kind of half-heartedly. But it's still funny, though. He ends up in a record store where he finds his first companion, Jose Maria. This guy loves death metal, and he instantly takes a liking to the theology professor because when he comes in, he asks for Iron Maiden and Venom and Megadeth and bands like that. So Jose Maria tells the theology professor that he lives in a kind of like a hostel where they have a room available if he needs it. Not great, but at least a room available. So that's how Jose Maria and the theology professor team up. Then, throughout most of the first half of the movie, you see this guy on television, Cavan, who is he predicts stuff to happen to people. It's kind of one of those psychic friend sort of shows, only he's supposed to be a powerful medium. They go and see him, hoping that he will be able to not only help them with the satanic rituals to bring the devil to them, but also he wants to find out where the Antichrist will be born. Now, all of this takes place, of course, on Christmas Eve, which is why we're doing this in December. So you have a team of a theology professor, a death metal headbanger, and a kind of like a psychic friend sort of guy who can predict the future, or at least he thinks he can. This movie, and I know I've said this already, but this movie is an absolute riot. I don't know why this isn't talked about more. I know that Joe has seen it and really, really wanted me to see it. Dave has seen it, Dave Maggot, and he loved it. This movie is incredible. Now, of course, a drawback for some people is this has subtitles. So some people just don't like to read subtitles. And I get that. But boy, are you missing a fantastic film. Now, what to recommend for this one? Actually, I wanted to go with something that has the same vibe. Not the comedy vibe, but the same vibe as kind of like the end of the world. You know, somebody trying to save people from the end of the world. So I went with another underrated movie, in my opinion, which is The End of Days. This, of course, is an Arnold Schwarzenegger film, and it's a lot of fun. A lot more serious than Day of the Beast, but it has a similar vibe. Definitely check it out. Check out Day of the Beast. This is a masterpiece. This movie is incredible. I absolutely loved it. Joe was dead on with this one. Check out End of Days, and don't forget to check out Joe's review and see what he picked as a recommendation. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.